When we hear the word Viking, we picture one place: cold northern seas, dark forests, snow-covered mountains, Scandinavia. But what if that image is incomplete? What if Viking ships carried not only warriors, but bloodlines from across Europe and even from far beyond? What if Viking identity was not decided by birth, but by belonging? Because deep inside ancient bones, inside teeth buried for 1,000 years, DNA has preserved a secret now confirmed by universities, genetic laboratories, and large-scale sequencing projects. The Vikings were not just Scandinavian. They were part of a global warrior culture, absorbing peoples, cultures, and genes wherever their ships could reach. And that discovery is rewriting everything we thought we knew about who the Vikings really were. The old story of the Vikings. For centuries, history told a simple story. Vikings were born in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark. They sailed out, they raided, they conquered, then they returned home. Archaeology seemed to confirm it. Longships, Norse swords, runestones, pagan burial rites. So historians made a logical assumption. If someone was buried with Viking weapons, they must have been ethnically Scandinavian. Museums built entire exhibits around this idea. Textbooks taught it as fact. National identities were shaped by it. But there was one problem. Archaeology can tell us what people used. It can tell us how they lived. It can even tell us how they died. But it cannot tell us where their ancestors came from. Culture leaves objects, but ancestry lives in DNA. And for most of human history, that part of the story was invisible until science changed the rules. The DNA revolution in Viking studies. Measured, scientific, serious. Over the last decade, everything changed. Universities across Europe launched massive projects to sequence ancient genomes from Viking Age graves. This was not simple testing. Ancient DNA is fragile. After 1,000 years, most genetic material is destroyed. So researchers target the strongest genetic vaults in the body. Teeth, sealed from outside contamination. The petrous bone, deep in the skull, the densest bone in the human body. And carefully isolated fragments protected from soil bacteria. Every step happens in sterile laboratories. Scientists wear full-body suits, masks, gloves, because one modern skin cell can contaminate a 1,000-year-old genome. Once extracted, DNA is sequenced letter by letter. Then it is compared against ancient Scandinavian populations, Iron Age British genomes, continental European samples, steppe and Baltic populations. Powerful statistical models calculate ancestry proportions, genetic clustering, and family relations. Only after replication and peer review are results published. This is not speculation. This is forensic-level biological history. And when the results came in, they shocked the field. Vikings with Southern and Central European roots. Some Viking warriors buried in Scandinavia did not genetically match Scandinavian populations. Instead, their DNA aligned with Southern European ancestry, Central European genetic clusters, and populations from regions hundreds, even thousands of kilometers away. Yet these individuals were buried with Viking weapons, Norse clothing styles, pagan rituals, and full warrior status. They were not outsiders, they were Vikings, which means these people did not simply trade with Vikings, they joined them. They sailed with them, fought with them, lived in Norse towns, raised children in Norse households. Viking society was not exporting people only, it was importing them too. Culture traveled faster than genes, and identity spread faster than ancestry. Viking was becoming a social category, not just an ethnic one. Eastern roots and steppe connections. Even more surprising discoveries came from the East. Viking trade networks did not stop at Western Europe. They stretched through river systems into the Baltic, Eastern Europe, the Eastern Eurasian steppe, the Black Sea region, trade routes reaching Byzantium and the Islamic world. Some graves associated with Viking culture contained individuals with genetic signals linked to Eastern Europe, steppe populations, and mixed Eurasian ancestry. And again, they were buried with full Viking honors. Not slaves, not prisoners, but active participants in Viking society. This suggests Viking crews were multinational. War bands were not built around ethnicity. They were built around skill, loyalty, opportunity, and shared profit. If you could fight, if you could sail, if you could navigate, you could belong. How Viking society absorbed the world. Viking communities were built around movement, ports, trade hubs, seasonal settlements. These were not closed villages, they were crossroads. Local men joined Viking expeditions. Foreign merchants settled in Norse towns. Intermarriage became common. Children born in these blended families spoke Old Norse, followed Viking customs, worshipped Norse gods, and joined raids as adults. Genetically diverse, culturally unified. Over generations, ancestry mixed, but Viking identity remained strong. This explains something archaeology could never solve. Why Viking artifacts spread much faster than Scandinavian DNA alone could explain. Because Viking culture could be adopted. It was transmitted socially, not only biologically. Culture travels faster than genes. DNA tells us where ancestors came from, but it does not tell us what language someone spoke, who they obeyed, which gods they prayed to, what laws they followed. A person could be born British and die Viking. Identity was shaped by shared danger, shared profit, shared enemies, shared survival. Viking identity lived on ships, in battle lines, in long winter halls. It was not inherited, it was chosen. And that may be the most powerful discovery of all. The Vikings were not a race, they were a movement. How universities rewrote Viking history. Today, Viking studies are no longer built on artifacts alone. Universities now combine genetic sequencing, isotopic diet analysis, climate data, historical texts, and migration modeling. Together, they reveal Viking expansion as something far more complex. Not simply invasion, but trade partnerships, settlement alliances, cultural integration, economic networks. Viking influence spread not only through violence, but also through opportunity. Scandinavia was the launch point, but Viking society quickly became trans-European, a network civilization, not a single tribe. History had simplified it. DNA restored the complexity. Final message: the real Viking legacy. The Vikings were not defined by bloodlines. They were defined by movement, by ambition, by survival in a brutal world. DNA did not destroy the Viking legend. It revealed its true scale. Not just Scandinavia, but a global warrior culture that welcomed anyone willing to sail into danger and claim a new identity. History was never small.